Hello Colton, hello Garo, my name is Radisha and it is with great pleasure that I would like to apply for the open position of SDR slash account executive in Elefante RevOps. Couple of points about me. Originally I'm coming from Serbia, but currently I'm living in Portugal and I've spent the last 7 years in B2B sales, which gives me a pretty high level of confidence that I will be able to help your organization close more deals, whether they're coming from inbound to your partnership channel with HubSpot or whether it's through self-source initiatives. During this presentation, I would like to cover some key points of why I think this would be a good fit. Okay, let's jump straight into it. This is going to be my cover letter where I will present the main reasons of why I think me and Elefante RevOps would be a good fit, or if I would use Brazilian Portuguese accent, Elefante RevOps. During this presentation, there are a couple of main points that I would like to cover. My hypothesis about Elefante RevOps, why I'm confident that I will be able to help, my vision for the role, and also I'll share a couple more points so you can learn more about me and in regard to some other projects that I have and other interests. This is my hypothesis about Elefante RevOps. What you do is you provide consulting and implementation services, and mostly you're focusing on HubSpot support. Your main ICP are VPs, directors in sales and marketing, but also very often RevOps, sales ops, or lately they call them go-to-market engineers. And probably the companies that you're targeting are mid-market or scaling companies from 20 to 500 employees, and they use or they plan to use HubSpot. I think this is a very important and key criteria. Regarding some of the pains that this ICP is experiencing, they have a disconnected sales, marketing, and customer success processes. They have a lack of visibility into revenue pipeline and attribution. They have inefficient or manual workflows, which is slowing down growth in all of these teams that I mentioned previously. That would be sales, marketing, and customer success. And they have difficulty when scaling or when they're migrating into a different CRM. And the way that Elefante RevOps helps these companies is by, first of all, mapping out the whole customer journey strategy, basically understanding what are their goals, what do they want to accomplish, and then helping support that with HubSpot automations and different types of HubSpot environments. Configuring a HubSpot environment, connecting HubSpot with other apps, and making automations aligned with these goals, creating reports, training, adoption, and also doing CRM migration. Now, regarding your current go-to-market motion, I think that you're relying a lot on word of mouth because you started from consultancy, so you probably developed a very strong relationships there, and then you created this company. So you're, I presume, feeling this residue effect of providing a very good service, so people tend to recommend you, and this is how you acquire new clients. Another one is that you're a HubSpot Diamond partner, so probably through this positioning you also get some free leads. And I would presume one of the reasons why you want to hire a new person is to develop an outbound motion also. Now, if I move forward, I wanted to share quickly my experience and what are the key jobs that I did previously that align directly on how I would be able to help you. This is what I had in mind. So I spent a year and a half in database, and this is very much aligned because I was targeting the same ICP as Elefante RevOps. In Insightful, where I spent more than 3 years, I use HubSpot extensively for all this time, and I held different roles there, from account executive to enterprise account executive to enterprise account executive team lead. And then I had 2 consulting projects in the outbound area where I established everything from scratch from these 2 companies, DocsCube and Intel Rocket, from choosing the CRM to setting up email inboxes, creating campaigns, writing email copy, creating automations that turn replies into Slack notifications, and everything related to that. So going into a bit more detail in what database is, it's a service of lead generation. We use technology and human researchers to find some valuable data points about ICP of our clients that are not so present in usual databases like ZoomInfo or Sales Navigator or Apollo. And the key similarity here is that I was also selling to sales, marketing, RevOps leaders in B2B. We also had a lot of projects related to CRM because wherever we are talking about data, we have to mention the CRM. So we did deduping project, enrichment project, list building, or in some cases, event attendees scraping. Another key similarity is that this was also a service business. So every project had something unique about it, and I think in your case, I would presume you probably encounter a lot of different cases, even though you may be specializing in similar industries, let's say healthcare, which is one of the industries that I saw in your website. And also in this process, I had to manage teams to deliver an excellent service, so I would communicate between 15 to 20 people to deliver a very highly valuable service. Moving towards the insightful, I spent around 3.5 years working here, and we only use HubSpot CRM. As an enterprise sales lead, I also worked a lot with marketing team, lead generation manager, SDR manager to set up HubSpot properties, reporting and forecasting, and I even developed my own systems on how to monitor the deal movement through pipeline to make the life easier for the C-level. To give you a quick example, but I have to be aware of the time of this video also. So I introduced two quite interesting properties. One was the status summary and the other was the next step. So for example, in status summary, I told my account executives to only put the last activity where we had interaction with the client, and in the next step, I told them to only put the activity where we agreed with the client on when we're having the next meeting. So then when we would build a report in HubSpot, we could include these two properties. So now when the management would look at this report, they would immediately see when was the last interaction we had with the client and do we have scheduled next step. In case the last interaction was, let's say, 3 weeks ago and we don't have a scheduled next step, well, that's an immediate red flag, and they would just click go into the deal and then check for some other criteria. For example, do we have multiple contacts associated with this deal? Is the deal multi-threaded? That should indicate how the deal is positioned from the perspective of is it going to be closed anytime soon. Now, I also had these two consultancy projects. Before Database, I had my own consultancy for outbound sales called Outselify, and in both of these startups, DocsCube and Intel Rocket, I helped them have a better understanding of their service, have a better understanding of which pains are they resolving with this service, how this pain is influencing different stakeholders within the organization and who are the companies that they need to reach out to, choosing a CRM, setting up the CRM, deciding on the properties that go on the company, contact, and deal level. In both cases, we used Pipedrive in this scenario, but I wanted to highlight this because all CRMs are quite similar, and I had a lot of experience in HubSpot. I have a lot of experience in different CRMs, and I'm basically capable of learning very fast on how to do all of these things. So I'm very confident that even if I don't know something that's related to your service that's a bit technical, I can learn that literally within a week or two. Okay, and I mentioned my consultancy. To share the status of the consultancy, it's pretty dormant, and I am looking for a full-time engagement. But a couple of highlights here is that I was a Clay partner, and I'm very familiar in using AI in sales, and I also have personal experience in using automation and scraping tools like Bardeen, Magical AI. So I know how to connect different things. I know like a very basic use of APIs, and I'm very open to learn more about that because this is the area where I want to develop. Regarding my vision for the role, based on everything that I researched so far, I think I'm going to be expected to take care of the inbound leads that are coming in. I'm also going to be expected to build my own pipeline, and my plan would be to go to RevOps groups to contribute a lot of value there, so I can see which people are currently in need for a solution like this, and then do a very light outreach towards them. I will use my LinkedIn outreach because I have a solid personal brand there, as I increased my number of followers from 500 to more than 5,000 in just a bit more than 2 years. I plan to do cold calls and also create email email campaigns depending on what's your current setup in the organization. I'm capable of managing the full sales cycles, and also I want to improve your company presence on LinkedIn because this is something that I have a lot of experience with also. My other interest is I'm a founder of B2B Live community in Porto. Came into Porto, was totally alone, decided that this makes sense because there's a lot of people in B2B in Porto. There wasn't any community. Right now we have around 240 members. Lately I wasn't so focused on this, but I plan to revive it again simply because of some other obligations, but I really like this part of my life. And I also have a newsletter where I share every week 3 influencer insights from go-to-market on LinkedIn. I do 1 AI tool review and I share 1 actionable go-to-market tip. And as you can see on the right, I'm very present on LinkedIn, building my personal brand and covering these topics of interest that are very much aligned with Elefante RevOps. Regarding my personal status and motivation, like I said, originally from Serbia, currently living in Portugal. I'm eligible to work from August 1st, 2025. I have a big motivation to learn. Something that I liked about your leadership is the backstory of how you started the company and Colton's Thailand and Brazil references. My girlfriend is from Brazil and I'm actually going to travel there for the first time in September. We're going to visit not so touristy places. We're going to visit Manaus and Bahia on northeast, and then of course Rio de Janeiro. I also like that your company is in early stages of growth, and this is the area where I help the most. I just know what's my bread and butter. Like, I would never go to Oracle and just go into a sales team that has 200 people and I just need to follow certain rules. This is the area where I excel, where people are growing. You're expected to work hard, but you also need to just put all hands on deck, bring a lot of creativity, and actually do some stuff that move the needle. And taking everything into account, I think there is a pretty good alignment between my experience and what you're currently looking for. So with that, I would like to say thank you and finish this presentation, and I look forward to meeting you in some of the future calls, hopefully. All the best.